Evan swung the door open. Queen Salith Vera towered in the corridor, her iridescent scales gleaming under the habitat lights. 4 armored guards flanked her, rifles slung low. Behind Evan, Nari whimpered and pressed against his legs, her small claws digging into his pants. "Step aside, human," the Queen commanded. Her voice echoed with royal authority. Translated perfectly by the station's universal comms, Evan planted his feet. He filled the doorway, arms braced on the frame. No entry without a warrant, station regs. The lead guard, Marshal Keth Rune, narrowed his golden eyes. His mandibles clicked in irritation. Humans broke under less pressure. This one stood firm. Salith's tail flicked. "I am Queen Salith Vera of the Veyron Dominion. That child is my heir, Nari Vera. Surrender her, now." Nari peeked out, her wide eyes locked on her mother. Then she burrowed deeper behind Evan, tentacles wrapping his ankle like a vice. Evan glanced down. Nari's scales had dulled to gray. Fear. He kept his voice steady. "Nari stays until welfare clears it." The Queen's frills flared. "She is royal blood. Blood claims her. Obey." Guards shifted. Marshal Ruin raised a gauntleted hand. "My queen, allow me." "No." Salith stepped forward. Her presence filled the hall, pheromones thick with command. Veyrons obeyed their queen's scent. Always. Evan didn't flinch. He'd smelled worse in the vents. Local law trumps blood. Article 47. Interspecies Custody Accord. No transfer without neutral eval. Marshal Rune's mandibles stilled. He scanned Evan's face. No bluff. The human quoted regs like a lawyer. Nari tugged Evan's pant leg. "Evan, no go. Scary." He crouched slightly, one hand on the door. "You're safe, kiddo. Promise." Salith's eyes widened. The child spoke to the human. Refused her. "Nari. To me. That is an order." Nari shook her head. Tentacles tightened. "Evan fix. Evan food. Evan stay." The Queen recoiled. Her guards exchanged glances. Heirs didn't defy. Ever. Evan straightened. "She's been with me 3 cycles. Station medics logged it. I kept her breathing when her shuttle crashed. Fed her. Fixed her habitat." Marshal Rune stepped up. His voice rumbled low. "You? A maintenance drone?" "Humans scavenge scraps. Not royals." Evan met his gaze. "Protocols don't care about rank." I sealed the breach. Calibrated her air mix. She picked me. Salith's tail lashed. Picked. She is not a pet, not a prisoner either. Evan nodded inside. "Nari, show her." Nari hesitated. Then she darted forward, grabbed a small hollow pad from the table. She thrust it at the Queen. "See? Evan draw. Pack." The pad flickered, a crude sketch. Evan and Nari, holding hands, stick figures under station lights. Salith stared. Her frills drooped. Veyrons bonded through hunts and wars. Not. Evan pressed. "Call station arbiter. Welfare check." 10 minutes. Guards murmured. Marshal Ruin signaled his calm. He watched Evan close. The human hadn't raised voice or weapon, just stood. Protected. Salith's pheromones shifted. Uncertainty. "You claim guardianship?" "Over my blood? Earned it." Evan pointed to Nari's latest scar. A vent burn, healed under his watch. "She trusts me. That's the law." Nari nodded fiercely. "Evan pack, Mama." Rules. The Queen froze. Her daughter chose a human, a soft-shelled outsider. Marshal Rune cleared his throat. "Arbiter en route, my Queen. 5 minutes." Salith glared at Evan. "This insult ends today."
Evan shrugged. "Check first."
"Always." Nari hugged his leg tighter. Her scales brightened. Blue safety. The corridor hummed with tension. Guards stood rigid. Marshal Ruin eyed the human's steady stance. No fierce sweat. No tremor. Evan had faced hull breaches. Power failures. This? Just another fix. Salith paced. Her claws clicked on deck plates. "How?" "She left my palace. Crashed here. Why you?" "Found her first." Evan kept it simple. Chased rats from her crash pod. Got her warm. Talked protocols till she slept. Nari chirped. Evan sing. Human song. No scary. Salith's eyes snapped to her daughter. "Singing?" Veyrons roared battle hymns. "You sang?" The Queen's voice cracked. Evan nodded. "Lullabies. Works on her. Marshal Ruin grunted. He'd logged the crash. Humans sealed it solo. No backup. Then stayed. Watched feeds showed the tech carrying the air like kin. Footsteps echoed. Station Arbiter Lyra Voss approached. Neutral Tellerin. Tentacles neutral gray. Queen Salith, Evan Cole. Welfare Evil starts now. Salith straightened. Proceed. Prove this human fit. Arbiter Voss scanned Nari. Child state preference. Nari pointed at Evan. Stay, Evan. Pack. Voss nodded to her pad. Vitals stable. Bond indicators high. Cross-species attachment confirmed. Salith's frills flattened. Blood. Overruled. Voss turned to the Queen. Local law prioritizes demonstrated care. Evan Cole holds provisional custody. Guards tensed. Marshal Ruin's hand hovered near his rifle. Evan stayed calm.
Told you.
Nari beamed. She tugged Evan's hand. See, Pack. Salith stared at the Arbiter, then at Nari. Her air glowed under the human's shadow. You protected her. The Queen's voice softened. Daily. Evan knelt to Nari's level, every shift. Marshal Ruin lowered his hand. The human followed every protocol. Under Queen's glare, extraordinary. Salith extended a claw, not threat. Touch. Nari flinched, then leaned in. May I visit? The Queen asked. Evan looked to Nari. She nodded. Supervised, he said. Build trust. Salith nodded once. Regal. Bumbled. Arbiter Voss logged it. Custody holds. Visits approved. Guards stood down. Marshal Ruin saluted Evan. Subtle nod. Respect. As Salith turned, Nari waved. Bye, Mama. Evan, dinner now. The Queen paused. A small smile cracked her scales. Evan closed the door. Nari hugged his waist. Pack forever? She asked. He ruffled her tentacles. Forever. Outside, Marshal Ruin lingered. He tapped his comm. Log update. Human competence verified. Recommend alliance. The corridor fell quiet. But Salith's pheromones lingered. Not command. Curiosity. Evan bolted the door. Another shift tomorrow. Rats to chase. Protocols to follow. Nari hummed his lullaby. Pack safe. Deep in the vents, a new breach alarm pinged. Evan sighed. Duty called. He grabbed his toolkit. Nari trailed, ready. Family fixed things, together. Word count 1287. Evan gripped Nari's tentacle tip. He guided her through the clinic's sterile hiss. Doors sealed behind them with a pneumatic sigh. Scan Bay 3, the medtech barked. A Veyran with iridescent frills. Skeptical eyes flicked to Evan. Human escort. Logged. Approved. Evan said. He knelt. Nari? Show teeth for light? Nari bared needle fangs. No flinch. She mimicked his steady gaze. The tech waved a scanner wand. Blue light danced over Nari's scales. Injuries first. Old fractures healed clean. No infection scars. Who set these? Evan shrugged. Me. Splints from toolkit. Algae paste for bruising. Nari chirped. Evan fix fast. No hurt now. Tech's frills twitched. Scanner beeped. Nutrition markers optimal. Protein analogs matched to pup growth. Human synth meals? Adapted, Evan said. Blended vents rat puree. Her favorite. Data scrolled on the holoscreen. Tech paused. Weight gain 15%. Bond stress hormones down 80. This human kept her thriving. Nari tugged Evan's sleeve. Pack strong. Tech logged it. Report to Arbiter. Care verified. No neglect. Evan scooped Nari up. She nestled against his shoulder. They exited. Corridor lights hummed. Duty shift waited. Back at the habitat module, Marshal Keth Rune stood at the hatch. Claws tapped his datapad. Royal insignia gleamed. Search complete, Keth rumbled. His mandibles clicked. Human Cole. Protocols followed? Evan thumbed the lock. Check it yourself. Nari. Recall spot. Nari scampered inside. She dropped to the sealed grate, pointed at hazard tape. Evan seal vents. No fall. Keth strode in. Scanned child-proof latches on cabinets. Logged synth steel reinforcements. Pups chew conduits. You plated them. Evan nodded. Standard. Rats gnaw too. Keth crouched. Inspected food prep station. Jars labeled Nari mash. No spines. Hazard seals glowed green on power outlets. Fire suppression auto-deploy. Logged breach protocols. Daily checks, Evans said. He opened a drawer, pull-out bed scaled for tentacles. Her nest warms to 38 degrees. Keth's optics widened. You anticipated molt cycles. Royal Creche Tech. Nari waved a tentacle. Evan teach hide-seek, safe spots. Keth straightened, tapped calm. Habitat secure. Human exceeds standards. Recommend full access. Evan bolted the inner hatch. Trust builds slow. Keth saluted. Sharp. Observed. Hatch cycled shut. Nari hummed. Evan prepped tools. Another vent run tomorrow. Alarms blared station-wide. Royal shuttle docked. Queen Salith Vera arrived for her supervised visit. Evan met her in the corridor. Nari clung to his leg. Marshal Keth flanked the queen. Guards loomed. Salith's scales shimmered gold. Pheromones thickened the air. Command sent. Evan Cole protocol demands. Hair approaches alone. Evan knelt. Eye level with Nari, her choice. Always. Salith extended a claw. Regal, imperious. Obey. Nari. To me. Nari froze. Tentacles coiled tight. Evan signed. Knuckles to palm, then out. Safety cue. Stay calm. Your call. Salith's eyes narrowed. She is Vera blood. Airbows to throne. Nari copied Evan's sign. Precise. Knuckles in, out. Then she raised 3 tentacles. Recall pattern. Pack safe. She stepped forward. Not to Queen. To Evan. Hugged his waist. Burrowed close. Salith recoiled. Claw retracted. She ignores command. Evan ruffled Nari's crown tentacle. Trained recall. Not obedience. Trust. Nari peeped up. Evan pack. Mama visit okay. But home here. Keth shifted. Mandibles parted. Pupe mirrors human signals. Bond depth unprecedented. Salith knelt slow. Scales dulled. She signed back. Tentative. Evan's pattern. May I learn? Evan nodded. Start with calm cue. Nari reached out. Touched Queen's claw. Then Evan's hand. Pheromones shifted. Not command. Warmth. Guards murmured. Keth logged furiously. Evan stood. Dinner now. Protocols hold. Salith rose. Paused at hatch. Tomorrow. More signs? Nari waved. Bye, Mama. Evan mash. Queen's scales cracked a smile. She turned. Corridor echoed her steps. Evan bolted the door. Nari danced. Pack win, he chuckled. Prepped the blender. Vents rat simmered. Deep in the station core, a new ping echoed. Rats again. Rats. Evan grabbed toolkit. Nari trailed. Signs ready. Outside, Salith halted. Keth at her side. Human refuses dignity harm, Keth said. Teaches consent. Salith nodded. Blood yields. Trust endures. But Evan's calm buzzed. Arbiter Voss. Queen petitions full reclaim. Emergency hearing. Dawn shift. Evan sighed. Nari mimicked. Toolkit clanked. Family fought breaches. Together. Word count 1284. Shouts echoed through the Arbiter's chamber. Queen Salith loomed over the dais, scales flaring crimson. Nari Vera returns to the hive. Blood commands it. Evan kept his stance loose, one hand on Nari's shoulder. The little heir clutched his leg, crowned tentacles quivering. Arbiter Voss raised a claw. Human claims guardianship through deed. A plasma bolt shattered the outer viewport. Glass shards rained. Alarms wailed. Separatist chants boomed from the jammed street below. No queens, no heirs. Evan scooped Nari up. Fire drill. Now. He bolted for the side hatch, toolkit banging his thigh. Nari signed fast. Trust cue. Pack tight. Salith whirled, guards drawing stunners. Marshal Keth barked into his comm. Perimeter breach. Seal sectors 7 through 9. His mandibles clicked doubt at Evan, but he waved his team wide. Evan hit the maintenance corridor. Dim strips flickered. He punched the override. Bulkhead hissed shut behind them. Pod time, kiddo. Nari nodded. Pheromones steady. Evan's calm cue worked. He yanked open the nearest seal pod, a bulky life support tube for core repairs, reinforced alloy, vacuum-rated. Nari scrambled in. Evan locked the harness, sealed the lid. Her faceplate glowed. She signed, "Safe, locked tight." He slapped the emergency beacon. Pod hummed, cloaking active. "Stay put." Boots thundered outside. Comms crackled static. Jammers hit hard. Evan dropped to his knees, toolkit spilling. He ripped a panel, exposed wiring nests. Alien tech tangled with human mods. Separatists favored brute hacks. He went surgical. Fingers flew. He spliced a bypass, station power line to his wrist comm. Improvised antenna, static cleared. "Keth, this is Cole." Nari secured in pod C-14. 5 hostiles inbound, east vent. Keth's voice cut through. "Human, comms live. Hold position. Perimeter tightens. Background." His team locked mag clamps, forming a kill box. Evan grabbed his plasma cutter. Wrist mounted, low yield for welds. Not a weapon, but it burned hot. He crept forward, shadows his ally. Vent grate ahead rattled. Lead attacker shoved through. Scarred Veyron separatist. Hive mark scarred over. Rifle swept the corridor. Queen's pup nearby. Sniff it out. His squad fanned. 4 more. Stun batons crackling. Evan stepped into light. Cutter ignited with a blue hiss. Pods empty. Walk away. Leader snarled. Rifle up. Filthy soft skin. Hive business. Evan raised empty hands slow. Cutter. Low. Nari chose pack. "You jam streets. Shoot glass. That's not claim. That's theft." Squad tensed. Leader lunged, baton sparking. Evan sidestepped. Maintenance dance. Tight spaces honed. He hooked the baton with his cutter haft. Yanked. Separatist stumbled. Evan drove shoulder into chest. Pinned him against bulkhead. Air whooshed out. Drop it. Cutter tip hovered at neck. Non-lethal. Heat warning only. Leader froze. Eyes widened at the human grip. No claws. No venom. Pure leverage. Squad hesitated. "He's alone." Evan twisted the rifle free. Crushed the power cell under boot. Sparks died. Perimeters closing. "Keth's got you boxed. Run, or explain to the Queen why you failed." Keth's voice boomed over restored station speakers. "Surrender or seal drop. Your choice." Separatists bolted, leader spat, retreated last. "This ain't over, softskin." Evan exhaled, cut her off. He jogged back, Nari's faceplate fogged with relief signs. Pack win. Hatch cycled. Keth stormed in, stunner holstered. His mandibles parted wide, shock pheromones thick. "You patched core comms." Faced 5 without kill shot. Protocols. Flawless. Evan unsealed the pod. Nari tumbled out, hugged his waist. Evan brave. Salith pushed through next, guards flanking. Her scales dulled to azure. Calm, not command. She knelt, signed tentative. "Good protect?"
Evan nodded.
She knows the route. Nari reached for her mother, then Evan. Linked hands. Pheromones warmed the air, shared, not yielded. Keth logged it all. Gaze on Evan steady now. Respect. Human normal. Improvise. De-escalate. Separatists break on contact. Salith rose slow. Arbiter Voss reconvenes. But, hearing waits. She touched Nari's tentacle. Pack endures. Evan shouldered his toolkit. Street cleared outside, but chatter buzzed his comm. Arbiter. Incident report filed. Custody deferred. Pending threat assessment. "Home mash!" Evan chuckled, ruffled her crown. Queen followed as they filed out. Keth at rear, mandibles clicking approval. Deep in the vents, another ping. Not rats. Tamper trace. Separatists lingered. Evan gripped Nari's hand tighter. Family sealed breaches, 1 wire at a time. Chamber doors sealed behind. Voss's voice crackled. "Full review tomorrow, but Cole, your protocols saved the air. Again." Salith glanced back, scales shimmering. Learning. Evan waved Nari ahead. Dawn, hearing, loomed. Threat circled closer. Queen Salith slammed her palm on the Arbiter's dais. Formal extraction. Heir Nari returns to the Royal Enclave, immediately. Evan tightened his grip on Nari's hand. The hearing chamber hummed with tension. Pheromones sharp as cut wire. Guard's scales rattling low. Arbiter Voss leaned forward, his multifaceted eyes flicking between them. Marshal Keth stood rigid at the Queen's side, one claw hovering near his stun prod. Nari pressed against Evan's leg, her tentacles curled tight around his knee. No go. Stay, Evan. Salith's azure scales flared crimson. She signed sharp. Obey, daughter. Blood commands. Evan stepped forward. His toolkit clanked against his thigh. Hold. Nari's consent first. She's not cargo. Gasps rippled through the chamber. Voss's mandibles clicked. Human precedent. Arbiter law binds royals by lineage, not whim. Earth law, Evan said. He knelt to Nari's level. Ask her. Daily protection builds trust. Not blood, not orders. Salith loomed closer. Her shadow swallowed him. Pheromones flooded. Command, laced with doubt. You presume to teach me guardianship? I birthed the air, forged her line. Evan met her gaze, steady. Patched vents, drilled roots, faced separatists. She lived because I earned it. Day by day, he turned to Nari. Kiddo, you want to go? Nari shook her head fierce. Crown frills quivered. She tugged Evan's collar. His maintenance tag gleamed, scuffed steel etched with Evan Cole, Cortec. Her tentacles snatched it free, pinched it tight. The chamber froze. Nari pressed the tag to her collar mark, a pulsing azure band at her throat. Royal seal embedded. It hummed. Locked. Pheromones bloomed sweet. Pack bond sealed. Her ritual, human style. Stay with me. Keth's mandibles dropped. Impossible. Collar marks reject outsiders. Separatist tech couldn't breach. Touched her own mark. Faded echo. Nari. Revoked my primacy. Nari beamed up at Evan. Evan pack. Protect MASH. Home. Evan ruffled her crown, heart swelled, but he kept voice level. See, trust earned, not demanded. Voss cleared his vents. Precedent shifts, bond pheromones verified. Extraction deferred. Salith paced. Scales cycled gray. Calculation. Guards shifted, claws flexing. Outside, patrol drones whirred. Separatist pings echoed in Evan's calm. Threats circled. Evan stood. Joint guardianship. I work days in vents. You nights in enclave. Stability for her. Salith halted, eyed him. You propose shared rule? Schedule. Evan pulled his slate, tapped quick. Shifts sync to patrols, drill times, MASH prep rotations. I relocate. Royal Enclave has vent access. Core comms need me anyway. Keth leaned in, scanned the slate. Human improv. Protocols overlap ours, lawless under fire. Nari tugged Evan's hand. Yes, Evan, stay. Salith's scales softened teal. She signed slow. Trial. One cycle. Prove endurance. Evan nodded. Deal. Voss banged gavel. Arrangement logged. Marshal Keth observes full-time. Report biases. Keth saluted. Affirm. Human watches threats like prey scent. Chamber cleared. Nari skipped ahead, Evan's tag glinting on her collar. Salith fell in step beside Evan. Her tentacle brushed his arm. Tentative. You humble competence, she murmured. Voice low, signed parallel. Separatists fracture packs. You mend. Evan shrugged. Daily wires. One fix at a time. They boarded the royal shuttle. Enclave loomed on horizon. Spires piercing clouds. Vents glowing like veins. Keth strapped in opposite, eyes locked on Evan. No distrust now. Assessment. Nari curled in Evan's lap. Purr rumbled content. Evan checked his toolkit. Fresh seals. Probe ready. Separatist tamper trace nagged his comm. Another ping, closer. Salith watched Nari. Scales warm. Air offers collar. Blood yields. Shuttle hummed lift. Evan glanced up. She's family. Built it. Keth grunted approval. Observe continues. Enclave gates parted. Guards saluted Nari's marked collar. Whispers spread. Human pack bonded the air. Inside, Salith led to family wing. Stone floors echoed. Vent grates hummed familiar. Evan dropped toolkit.
Show me roots. Nari dragged him to playnest.
Piles of woven mats, glow orbs pulsing. She piled blocks. MASH, tower. Evan joined, balanced, precise. Salith observed from archway. You play as protect, builds trust. Evan stacked higher, tower held. Keth logged from corner, no waste. Every move. Protocol, evening mash. Evan stirred vat, grain, proteins, Nari's favorite tang root. She hovered, tentacles dipping tastes. Salith sampled, nodded, human blend. Binds, Nari slurped bowl. Best pack mash. Night drill. Evan mapped enclave vents. Nari recited roots flawless. Salith joined. Fumbled first turn. Evan corrected gentle. Ear. Breach point. Her scales flushed. Learned. Dawn broke. Keth's report pinged Voss. Human normal. Consent first. Pack second. Extraordinary. Separatist drone buzzed outer perimeter. Evan patched from nest. One wire. Neutralized. Salith entered. Held scroll royal seal. Trial proves. Endurance matches queens. Nari bounced. Snatched Evan's spare tag. Duplicate from kit. Pressed to her collar beside first. Dual mark. Forever pack. Salith unrolled scroll. Co-throne. Guardian prime. Rule with me. Evan blinked. Throne? Him? Nari hugged his waist. Collar tags gleamed. Queen's offer hung. Child's bond sealed. The palace alarm shrieked through the family wing. Nari froze mid-bounce. Her tentacles curling tight against her scales. Glow orbs flickered red. Evan dropped to one knee beside her play nest. He pressed his palm flat on her collar. Firm pressure, like grounding a spooked kid back home. Breathe with me, he said. In for 4. Hold 4. Out for 4. Her wide eyes locked on his. She matched his counts. Chest rose, fell, tentacles uncurled one by one. Keth burst through the archway, pulse rifle raised, breach, separatists in the outer halls, secure the air. Evan scooped Nari up. She clung to his shoulder, collar tags, his duplicates, jingling. Nest to vents. Fastest route. Keth nodded sharp. Main hall. Evac there. They moved. Evan kept Nari's face tucked against his neck. Her breathing stayed steady. Crowded hall ahead. Courtiers milled in panic, scales flashing iridescent under emergency lights, tentacles waving, voices hissed in Veyron tongue. Keth shoved forward, clear path. Evan shifted Nari higher. Bubble up, no crowding. He extended his free arm, toolkit swinging like a barrier. Courtiers bumped it, recoiled at the human's glare. One noble hissed, tentacles probing too close. Evan sidestepped, blocked with shoulder. Back off.
Space. For the kid.
Keth glanced back, paused. Human protocol, maintain sightlines. Nari peeked out. Whimpered at the press. Evan squeezed her side. Pressure cue. Eyes on me. Count breaths. She nodded. 1, 2. They broke through. Queen Salith waited at the royal dais. Throne flanked by guards. Her crown scales gleamed. Eyes locked on Nari. Report, she commanded. Keth saluted.
Air secure. Human enforced perimeter.
Salith's gaze shifted to Evan. Courtiers packed the hall now. Whispers buzzing like drones. The alarm, false perimeter ping. But drills reveal truth. Nari wriggled down. Planted her feet. Evan pack. Saved me again. Evan set his toolkit at his boots. Kept one hand on her shoulder. Salith stepped forward. Her tentacles flexed. Regal, expectant, child. To me, Nari shook her head. Tentacles fisted. No. Evan. Gasps rippled. A courtier murmured. Air defies. Salith's scales flushed faint blue. I am queen. Your blood. Your throne. Evan knelt to Nari's level. It's okay. Talk to her. Nari's eyes darted. Then she reached up, took Salith's primary tentacle in her small grip. Queen stiffened, surprise rippling her frills. Nari turned, grabbed Evan's hand next, pulled them both forward. Adults stumbled a step closer, hands linked through the child. Courtiers stared. Evan felt the queen's tentacle tense in Nari's hold. Warm, leathery, her eyes met his, probing. You build trust, Salith said. Voice low for them. Daily, not decrees. Evan nodded once. Yeah. Protections every shift, not just words. Keth stepped to the dais edge, logged the scene on his wrist pad. Witnessed, human normal. Consent chains. Nari tugged harder. See? Packed together, Salith exhaled slow, looked out over the hall. Silence fell. Courtiers of Vera, she projected, voice amplified by Crown Tech. Behold, the heir chooses. Nari Vera pack bonds this human. Evan Cole, he mends vents, counts breaths, stacks towers true. Evan shifted. Heat rose in his face. Just doing the job. Salith raised their joined hands. Nari's bridge between. I decree, Guardian Prime, co-throne rights. Respect the bond. Cheers erupted. Tentacles waved approval. Scales shimmered in waves. Keth saluted crisp, protocol integrated, but Salith held Evan's gaze, tightened her grip through Nari. One trial remains. Evan frowned. Hall lights steadied, alarms silenced. She released Nari's tentacle. Child stayed glued to both. Separatist envoy arrives dawn. Demands heirs return to pure bloodlines. Nari hissed, clung tighter. Evan's jaw set. They come here? Salith nodded. Royal Hall, public claim. Keth growled low. Evan scanned the dais. Vents above. Exits flanked.
We prep routes. Bubble the kid.
Salith's frills lifted. Approval. You ground her. I rule her. Nari beamed up. Best pack. Dawn light filtered through hall slits. Evan checked his toolkit. Wires, patches, breather masks. Nari recited AVAC paths beside him. Voice steady. Keth patrolled perimeter. Human drills pay. Air flawless. Salith entered from side chambers. Robes swirled. They arrive cloaked. 3 delegates, armed subtle. Evan nodded. Bubble ready. Doors ground open. Separatist trio strode in. Scales scarred. Tentacles banded black. Leader sneered at the dais. Queen Salith. Air stolen by off-world filth. Nari peeked from Evan's side. Stuck out tongue. Salith ascended throne. Evan flanked with Nari. Keth opposite. Courtiers filled benches. State claim, Salith said. Leader pointed. Nari Vera. Royal blood. Return her. Purge the human taint. Nari stepped forward, held up collar, dual tags gleaming. Evan pack. Mine. Laughter trickled from loyalists. Separatist flushed red. Evan kept hand on her back, pressure steady. Salith leaned forward. Bond proven. Endurance matched Queen's. He guards as I cannot. Daily, unseen. Leader snarled. Human trickery. Blood law. A hidden panel buzzed. Drone word from ceiling vent. Keth fired. Missed. Drone dodged. Evan snatched breather mask. Jammed it on Nari. Down. He tackled her behind dais. Toolkit flew open. Wire clippers out. Traced vent line by feel. Snipped emitter. Drone sparked. Dropped. Hall erupted. Guards swarmed separatists. Keth hauled leader down. Planted breach. Salith rose. Treason witnessed. Nari hugged Evan's leg. Mask fogged with her breaths. Separatists dragged out. Silas returned. Salith faced the hall. Courtiers riveted. One move remains. Her voice rang. Tentacles extended to Evan and Nari. She knelt, queen to their level. Pressed palm to Nari's collar, beside Evan's tags. Family built. Not born. Nari squealed. Hugged her mother. Evan stood quiet. Felt the weight. Trust earned, not demanded. Salith rose. Pulled them both into circle. Pack eternal. Keth logged final. Extraordinary normal. Hall chanted. Vera pack. But whispers stirred at edges. A scout's ping lit Salith's crown. Fleet shadows perimeter. Larger claim inbound. Evan gripped his toolkit. Ready.